Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are testing out some camping gear. As you've seen in the title of the video, we're going to be testing out a single burner camp stove or stove, I guess. It's a dual fuel burner, and I've tried to use it once before. It didn't really work out. I was running it way too hot. Actually was filming and just threw the footage out. But today we're going up to a little place called Hidden Valley Wildlife Management Area in southwestern Virginia, and we're going to cook our one meal for the day. We're running on about 17 hours of a fast, and yeah, we're going to go eat. It's really pretty today. It's still the middle of winter, I guess, but it's 54 degrees right now. Got all my gear back there. It's just a very simple little test run with some camping stuff before I go and get hours away from the house. So let's get up this mountain. It's pretty high up. Elevation's pretty high. I'll look up, maybe talk about it later on what the elevation is, or I'll put it right here somewhere. So yeah, that's it. We're gonna get some awesome scenery and we're gonna eat some good food, and we'll see how this little cheapo Amazon stove does. All right, we'll see you up there. All right, it looks like we have the lake to ourselves. It's a holiday, so I'm not sure. I thought it might be busy. I actually didn't remember that until we already got up here. It's very high up here and the wind is blowing, so it may be an issue for the video today. I don't know, but I can hear my voice echoing everywhere. So that's pretty cool. It's beautiful up here. It's very sunny up here, but to give you a perspective of how high we are, it is 4 degrees cooler up here than it was down there where we were at. So it's right at 49, 50 degrees. You saw the lake. You can see it behind me. It's beautiful up here. I love it up here. We fish up here in the spring and summer. I actually wanted to bring my fishing stuff today, but don't think I'm going to have time. We're going to get the Tahoe unloaded and get our stuff. Really not a lot of stuff, just a table and the cooking stuff. And then we're going to set up. We're going to talk about the gear, talk about the plans for the channel later on, and get to cooking our lunch, dinner, our dinner. Yeah, so let's get cooking. All right, now that we spent 10 years trying to get the the table put together, let's go ahead and get our stuff out here. So this is what I carry with me, or what I plan to carry with me as my kitchen stuff. It's just a regular tote picked up at Walmart, but it's got these little snaps on the side, and then I just carry the basics. I've got my cast iron skillet. I have a cutting board. I have propane and butane for the camp stove. Like I said, it's a dual fuel system. I have a little pot to boil water. I'll probably make some coffee today. I brought some more instant coffee, nothing spectacular. And then today I brought a spatula, and then I have a fork and knife over in that one. So that one's more like my cleaning stuff. I've got trash bags, I've got a lighter, I've got a hammock in there, and I've got like Lysol wipes to wipe everything down. And here's the good stuff. So today we have 2 small chuck-eye boneless steaks, certified Angus beef, you know. I've got 4 eggs, brown eggs, all organic, whatever. Got that good, the Kerrygold Irish butter. I'll just leave that in there. Leave the eggs in there. So they're gonna get cooked last, and then we'll let the steaks kind of come up to room outside temperature. Now my Tahoe is used every day. It's nothing that's special, nothing crazy, but this will be my camping setup. Usually I'll have a quilt or 2. Let me move you around here. I'll usually have a quilt or something laid down in here. I'll have my sleeping bag laid here, and then at night I'll keep my totes and things over here out of the way. Now if wifey ever comes with me, those can just get moved to the front seat, and there's still plenty of room. I can lay long ways in this without being scrunched up or bunched up or anything like that. So it's actually not that bad. I've camped in here one time, and it was pretty nice. So let's get these set out over here, and then we'll get the stove out and put it on the table, and we'll take a look at it. All right, I might be a little crooked, but you can see everything. So this one is labeled as a gas one. Honestly, on Amazon, you can find the exact same stove listed under multiple different names. If I remember right, this one was like $29, $30, maybe a little bit more dollars. I'll put a link to it in the description down below. I'm not affiliated, anything like that, so don't worry, you're not giving me any money. So let's go ahead and get it opened up. Of course, I would open it upside down, but you get all the instructions, everything that comes with it. And you get the stove itself. Now, this stove, it comes with its own grate, and it just sits right there. And that's literally all it is. And then you have this compartment over here. This is going to be for your butane or your propane. Of course, if you're using butane, you can set it in the slot here, close this up. However, we're going to be using propane today because propane just burns better, and we'll have to use the attachment to do so. Now, to get set up for the propane, you're going to want to take your end without the regulator on it. Now, this is a self-set regulator. You don't have to do anything with it. But the end, the opposite end, the smaller side, I always just go ahead and run it through the backside hole back here. And then I go ahead and screw it in just hand tight. And there you go, we've got it. Well, I probably was just covering the whole thing. But you can see there how the setup is. We just screw it in here, hand tight. Now if you were doing butane, it's got the little canisters, you would have to make sure this is locked down. This will lock the canister into place. And then on the front over here, you've got this little lock and unlock lever. You would lock the fuel down. So I'm just going to be using one of these 1 pound propane camp canisters. These have gone up a lot in price, and even in some places they're hard to find right now. I found these at Walmart. I believe it was a 2-pack for $9 and some change, almost $10, or a single for almost $6. So if you find them, they're good to go ahead and get. Pretty self-explanatory and easy. You've got your regulator end, and you just stick it in there and twist that on. Now you want to make sure it's tight, and you also want to make sure that it's somewhere that it can sit fairly securely, and not be falling off the side or pulling your stove off the side of your table or anything like that. I think we're going to be good right here. Now, if you're very OCD and want to be super safe, carry around a bottle of like water with a little bit of soap in it, spray bottle, and when you turn this on, you can actually spray your connections, and if they bubble, if you see bubbles coming up, you'll know you have a leak, and that's you want to make sure that you tighten that up. I'm fairly confident that these are tight, and so we're just going to cross our fingers and hope for the best today. Alright, so this is mainly set up. Once this is screwed on, it's not releasing gas. You actually have to turn the nozzle over here for it to release any kind of gas, so you are safe. It doesn't ignite until you turn it all the way over, so you're fine to leave this hooked up like this. It won't hurt anything. Let's get to seasoning our steak. Alright, so here is our 2 chuck eye steaks. They're actually pretty nice steaks, fairly thick, got a lot of good fat in them, and that's what I'm looking for. We're literally just doing a salt brine on these today, nothing spectacular. And we are going to load them down because we're going to let them rest for a little bit while we get our skillet up to temperature and searing hot. We're just going to be searing these steaks. We're not doing any kind of thing, anything special like trying to reverse sear or do any of that. We're just going to sear them in some butter, and then we're going to fry our eggs up in some butter with a little bit of special seasonings that I use on my eggs. I do eggs fried soft. I like a runny yolk. A lot of people don't. So we're just gonna let these hang out here in the Tahoe for a little bit, let that salt penetrate the meat, and then we're gonna get a skillet on the stove, and we're gonna start cooking. Beautiful, literally beautiful. So you can see there's a few campsites up here. You can't camp past the fence line here. You can't camp within a certain number of feet to the water or to a boat launch area. So we are good where we're at. Now also there's a few rules about coming up here. You have to have at least a hunting permit or a fishing permit if you're over the age of 17. There's no gas motors or anything like that allowed on the lake. You can use like canoes, kayaks, things like that, and electric trolling motors. Alright, now I know you won't be able to see the flame. Maybe you will, I don't know, but I will show you as best I can what you have to do. I'm going to set our skillet over here out of the way. Down here, like I said, if you're using the butane, you need to lock your fuel in. And then this is your temperature settings and also your igniter. All of it down here in one place. To ignite, you turn it slowly, and you'll hear the gas come on. And then there we're on. So once it's ignited, it's actually on the highest setting. So we're just going to bring it down a little bit under half. We're going to set our skillet on there, and we're going to let that start warming up. I'm going to go ahead and get my butter out, and I will throw some butter in there, let it melt, and then we'll get ready to throw some steaks on. I don't know if you can hear or not, but the wind is kind of making everything a little more difficult. So I'm gonna move my chair around and try to be a wind block so that we can make sure we're getting everything up to temp. All right, our butter is starting to sizzle a little bit, so we're gonna go ahead and throw one of these on and see what it does. It's definitely cooking. Go ahead and put the other one on. Alright. We're just going to let them go. Probably about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, maybe a little bit longer on each side. And then we'll flip them. And then we'll be ready to throw some eggs on there. Let's go ahead and try to baste a little. We're just going to turn it up on the side, get some of that butter. Hey, don't grab cast iron barehanded, guys, okay? Trust me. Baste them up, let them go about another minute on that side. We want to try to get as close to medium rare as we can. Whether we will or not, I don't know, but luckily I'm not picky. I didn't get this big by being picky, and yeah, it's easier that way. And normally at the house, I cook eggs in a smaller pan, so it almost makes like an egg pizza. I don't think it's going to work on this one. First thing I do is hit it with some salt. Then I go in with a little bit of minced onion. Now I know carnivore, that's not going to work out for a lot of you, but I'm more of a keto carnivore, I guess you could say. A little bit of onion, garlic powder. Gotta compensate for the wind right now. And then lastly, I do some of these parsley flakes. I just like it. I don't know. I don't even know if it gives you any flavor, but it looks pretty. Now that brown butter and them eggs and all that seasoning, that's gonna be delicious. While the eggs are finishing up, let's go ahead and cut into these steaks. Got my knife made by old Eric at Summers Forge. It's real dull, you know. We got a little bit of red still in there. I like these chuck eye steaks though because they have so much of that fat. And when it's rendered good, it just tastes amazing. These are going to taste awesome with this just salt brine. And it's going to pair real nice with these fried eggs. But that sear looks pretty good to me. I'll throw our butter back on there, wait on these eggs to get done. Alright, I think our eggs are done. And they look great to me. Alright. I'm just going to scrunch because I've been trying to get in the shop for like 10 minutes. This looks amazing. I'm super happy with it. Super happy with the stove. The wind kind of made it a little bit difficult, but adapt and overcome. You make it work. These eggs look great. Nice runny yolk. I'm going to go ahead and crack those open. This steak, I don't know if you can see it or not, but this steak came out pretty good. Let's give it a bite. I mean, it's beef. Buttery, salty. Very, very good. Let's put a piece on an egg. It's literally one of my favorite meals. I eat steak and eggs a lot, especially when I'm doing OMAD or 1 meal a day. It's kind of a go-to. Fills me up, and I don't get hungry anymore. And there you have it, folks. That's the gas one, propane, butane, 1-burner, single burner stove that I bought off of Amazon. It works. I don't have any complaints. You know, in a pinch, it's compact, comes with its own carrying case. 2 different types of fuel in case you can't find one. There's always a backup. It's great for me because I've got the room to put something like that in here. I don't have to carry a jet stove or anything like that. It'll boil water. It'll do whatever I need it to do. So I'm going to go eat. I'm going to get off the mountain. The wind's picking up a little bit, but it is a beautiful, beautiful day. Hit the like button if you want to see more camping style videos. Once I get the hang of it, the videos will get a little bit better. I'm sure this kind of looked like it was all patched and pieced together. I was running 2 different cameras, trying to get better shots, better angles, and kind of show you all the area too. So if you like it, hit like. If you like it even better, hit subscribe. If If you don't like it, I appreciate you for watching. As always, stick with me. We'll see what we can do. Thanks, guys. God bless.